Okay, so hello everyone. This is day 30 and in Django REST framework, we will see a project on API view with models. Earlier we have seen API views and we have taken a small example, but today we will create one model class like we will interact with database. Okay, so what to do? Let's create a project first. So let me just create a new folder here. Just open a folder and just create a folder, new folder, and the folder name is drf13, and just select this folder. All right, so here we will create our project. Let me just open this terminal. All right, okay, so just create the project by writing the command Django admin start project. What's the name of the project? With rest 3. Okay, so cd with rest 3, and after that what we have to do, create an application within this folder. So py manage.py start tab test. Okay, so these are the 3 steps I have to write. Copy it nicely. Control C, Control V. Okay, delete, delete, and delete from here. Next, what to do? Add, add REST framework test tab in settings.py file. Okay, so we'll just go here, find the settings.py, find the installed app. So in the installed app right here, just mention REST underscore framework and then REST application. Okay, so once done with this, now we have to create the model. Okay, so we are to create the model in the test step. There is a file called models.py, and just create your model. Model name is class employee, right? Models dot model. Okay, and fields will be like e number, e cell, e name, e cell, and e address. Okay, so e number is nothing but models dot integer, e name will be like models dot character field. So length is for 40, and then we have e cell models dot float field. Next is address models dot character field. Max length is 80. Okay, So this models. So models.py file. So now this models.py file, I have to convert it into what? Okay, now let's register this model in admin. Okay, so just go to the admins.py, import the model from test.models, import employee model. Now class model admin. Okay, so not model admin, but employee admin. Admin dot model admin. List underscore display. What are the fields to display? E number. Yeah. Okay, let's display ID as well. So ID, E number. So ID by default given by the Django, right? And then we have E cell, I mean E name, E cell, E address. Okay. Now register both the classes. Admin dot site dot register. First one is employee. Second one is employee admin. Now this table, this model class, this employee model, I have to convert into the database table. Right now, if you will see, there is no database available. So I have to make database and with this table. Okay, so what to do? Make migrations. Migrate. How to do make migration? Py manage.py. Make migrations. Second is py manage.py. Migrate. Okay, let's do it. Py manage.py. Make migrations. Okay, migrations done. Clear. Py manage.py. Migrate. Okay, now database is there. Employee database is also there, but there is no table. I mean, table is there, but there is no empty. I mean, there is no data in the table. So let's just run the server. Okay. Next thing we have to do, make migration and migrate. In order to see the database model, I mean, in order to change the model from admin, so you can create the super user. Create super user. Okay, so py manage.py, create super. So just clear it. Py manage.py, create super user, admin, email, nothing, password is 123, 123. Yes, clear py manage.py, run server. Go to the URL. close other tabs, go to the admin, log into the admin. Model is there. Add the employees 101. Okay, like Arwaz salary is like 70,000. Address is Hyderabad. Second employee is 102. Sai Lakshmi. E-salary is what, like 80,000. Address is what? Mm, mm, mm. Address. Oh, we can write any random address. Let's suppose Delhi. Third is 103. That's right here in Juvaria. Okay, salary is like 88,000. Address is like Bharat. Okay. Another is what, 105, or I guess 104. Name is like Umar. Salary is like 77,000. And addresses, let's suppose, okay, so we have four records, and in the database, if you will open this one more time, so all the data, it is being displayed here, right? Next, and after that, just create here one serializer class, serialization, serializers.py file. Okay, so we will use here model serializer. Okay, so create one file in the test app, which is serializer.py. Okay, okay, let's just keep the same name. So right click, rename, paste. Okay, so here first of all I need to import model serializer. So from REST framework dot serializers import model serializer. Okay, now we have to import the employee. So from test app dot models import employee. Right, now let's create the serializer class. So this is employee serializer, and it is a child class of model serializer. Okay, so when you are creating model serializer, means very less line of code required, right? So what you will do, you will just create one meta class, and in the meta you will provide model information. So model name is what, employee. Next you will provide the field information. So field. So fields are nothing but all fields, right? Then after that, let's create here views.py file. So in the views.py file, we have to import some. First of all, we have to import that employee model. So from test app dot models, import employee. Next, we have to import employee serializer. So from test app dot serializers, import employee serializer. Okay, and then we have to import the response class to convert dictionary into JSON. So from REST framework dot response, import response class. Okay, so just create here list API view. So we will write here class, okay, employee list API view. Okay, and it is a child class of API view. So we have to import this API view as well. So from REST framework dot views, import API views. Okay, so here we need a query set QS. How to get the query set? So from employee dot objects dot all method. So we will get the query set, and this query set we have to convert into serializer. So how we will get the serializer of this query set? Okay, so in order to convert it into the serializer, so we will write employee serializer, and then we will pass QS query set, and query set means multiple employee details. So we will say many is equals to true, right? And after that, we will return the response with the help of response class, and serializer data. Okay, serializer data is nothing but dictionary data. What's the error? Okay, so we forgot to create the function. All right, so just create the function def get self and the request, and in this everything will be inside this function. Now create urls.py. So in the urls.py file, we have to create one URL for our view, list API view. So first of all, we have to import the views file. So from test app dot views, okay, not views, but from test app import views. Here we'll create one endpoint which is API, and views dot which view, employee list API view. So this is a class based. So we will write as underscore view, right? Okay. So what are the data we have? This is the data we have right now. So can I get this data in the JSON format? Okay, so let's check our server is running already. Okay, let's just stop it and run it one more time. Okay, all fine. Just copy it and paste it here. Okay, just remove this. Okay, remove this nonsense as well. And okay, remove this nonsense as well. Just keep the required. Okay, now just open the browser, open a new tab and type here localhost 8000 forward slash API. So as you can see, all the records are coming in the JSON format. Okay, and what we are using list API, and which request it is the get request. 200 is the success code. Okay, so we are getting all the employee details. So as you can see here, whatever data is stored in the database, so we are giving to the browsable API. Okay, so if you will check this thing with Postman, so Postman will be able to fetch the data. Okay, so let's me just write here, and the method is get. What happened to it? Let me just close it. Post main. Let's click on send. Okay, so our API is working fine. Okay, and data is coming, right? Okay, so let's make it more simplifies. Instead of writing this get method, whenever you're performing list operation and all, so instead of writing this get method, you can write simple thing, which is one class you can use, which is list API view. Okay, and this list API view class is inside the we can say generics. And generics module is a part of REST framework. Okay, so what I'm trying to say to list operation. Okay, so what you can use list API view. And what is this list API view? Actually, this is the class. Okay, and where is this class available? So this class is available in REST framework dot generic. Okay, in the generic, this class you can find, and generic is what? One module, right? So let's update views.py file. Okay, so what I will do, just go to the views, and instead of writing this get method, uh, just delete this get method. What you can write, you can simply use here generic module. Okay, so from REST framework dot generics import. Okay, what I've written here, generics import. What's the class name? List API view. Okay, so this list API view will make the thing simplify for us. Okay, so what we have to do now? Now we have to fetch the query set, means fetch the all records from the database. So how to fetch? So we will write employee dot objects dot all. Okay, so what we are getting? We are getting query set, right? And now what we have to do? This query set we have to give serializer class, right? So we will write here serializer underscore class is equals to, we'll write here employee serializer. Okay, so instead of writing here parent class as what API view, let's make it list API view. Okay, so we will make it list API view. So this is the child class of list API view, and this serializer class we are providing. Okay, this employee serializer I'm providing to this variable, and this total things everything will be taken by this list API view class. All right. Okay, so let's see whether we are able to get the records from the database or not, right? So because we are fetching all the records, let's see we are getting data or not. Okay, so we are getting data, but you might say like this is the previous data. No, that is not the previous data. That is the data which is available in database. If you don't believe, you just enter one more record and the employee name. Let's give Aisha, and let's give salary is what 66,000, and address is what, let's say, okay, let's suppose Noida. Click on save. So record saved successfully, right? And let's just go here. So till now we have four record. Refresh it, and the fifth is also coming, right? So all the records we are fetching with the help of employee list API view. Hmm. Okay, let's suppose you have to insert a record in the database, but not from the admin panel, but from here, from the client side, right? So what you can do, let's write here to implement create operation. So what we can do in order to create the create operation, so we can use here class which is create API view. So this create API view is what? A class, right? And where you will find this class. Similarly here, like create API view. So it is also available in generic module. So very less line of code and you will see the magic. So let's write here class. And what is the class name? Any name you can give. Employee create API view. And let's inherit, let's import one more class which is create API view class, right? So here what we will do, we will write here create API view, and this is what query set. And how we'll get the query set? So we will write here employee, okay, employee dot objects dot all. We got the query set, and this query set we have to give to this serializer class variable. No, no, we don't have to give. We have to write here serializer class name. So serializer class name is employee serializer. That's it. Okay. So now just go here. So right now you can see there is no option to insert any record in the database. But let me just refresh it. So once you will refresh, okay. So we are not getting that option. Okay. Why we are not getting the option? Because we are not creating an URL for this, right? So what I will do, you go to the urls.py file, and instead of okay, just comment it. So I'll create one path for API, and I will say views dot create API view, okay, dot as underscore view. Okay, let's just go here, refresh, and as you can see here, now we are getting this, okay, uh, this particular form to insert an employee. So employee is 106 and e-name is, mm, let's suppose Ursula, and salary is what, let's suppose 87,000. Address is, let's suppose, Agra. Just click on post. Okay, so post request as executed, Okay, so 201 means created, and to verify it, just go here and just refresh it, and you can see the sixth record entered successfully, right? And if you want to see that record here, what you need to do, you just comment this and uncomment this, so you can see now. So you will see the sixth record is also coming, right? Mhm. Py. So as you can see here, we are not writing that many line of code. Okay, why we are not writing? Because we are using generic module, and this generic module provide all the facility to us. Okay, so just we are importing the classes and modules, and everything is, they are doing everything for us. Okay, so the next task is to read a particular record. Okay, so how to do this? Retrieve get a particular record. Okay, so what we will use? We will use retrieve API view. Okay, so this is what? This is a class. So views.py file class, and first of all just use that retrieve API view, and what we will do, we will create here class employee. Okay, okay, so query set is equals to employee dot objects dot all. Okay, next is serializer class is equals to what? Employee serializer. Okay, and now just create the URL for this class. So to create the URL for this class, let me just comment this and let's create here path API and views dot which class it is, employee retrieve view. Okay, dot as underscore view. Okay, but we have to find the particular record. The particular record means we should know the ID, means user should pass the ID of that record. Okay, whatever employee record a person want to see, so at least that person should know the ID, employee ID. Then only we can fetch the particular record. So we will say also mention the primary key. Okay, and the primary key is what, integer. So we will mention is int and pk is nothing but primary key, right? Okay, so let's just go here and refresh it. Okay, so let's just give the primary key is 1. So it is displaying that particular record. So 1 belongs to this employee Arvas. Okay, but if you will provide employee ID is 2, so another second employee, 3 the third employee, 4 is 4 employee, 5 is what, fifth employee, 6 is what, sixth employee, and 7 is what, no employee matches the given query. Okay, so seventh employee is not there, fourth employee is there. Okay, so like that we have done the create, I mean retrieve. We have completed retrieve as well. So just go here, see, it's very simple, very easy code. For update operation, how to do the update operation. So there is a one class called update API view. Okay, so this is what, this is the class. Okay, so let's write code in views.py file. Here one class, but before creating the class, import here update API view. So we can write a class employee date date AI view. We can inherit. I mean, this is the child class of update API view, and then we have to write here query set. So query set how we'll get employee dot objects dot all. After that, second is serializer underscore class. So that class is employee serializer. Now one extra field where here we have to write, which is lookup lookup field. Okay, whatever we are updating, so that ID should be there. Okay, and after that, just go to the URLs. Okay, so like this. We have to take care views dot update view dot as underscore view. Okay, so here this is what we have to take. Now just refresh. Okay, so this taking 4, let's suppose 1. Okay, so what is employee 1? So this is the employee 1. So what I want to do, I want to change the employee number as 111. Employee name is AAA. Salary is 4 times 1. Address is what? YYY. Okay, click on put. Okay, there is some error in this. Okay, so this is our first employee. So let's try to change the name only of this employee. So here is a form. So let's go to the row data, and I don't want to change the e name, e number, e salary, and e address. I just want to change the name. So I want to write this A. Okay, so put means fully update, and patch means particular record update. So particular record. Again, it is saying expected view employee update view to what URL keyword are ID fix your URL con look correct view. Okay. If the lookup field restaurant employee create API view. Here we are doing mistake. Here we are giving the primary key, but we have to take the lookup ID. Okay, and this lookup ID, and that that should be ID here. Okay, so let's check it now. Let's refresh. Okay, and what I want to change, e name, only one record. Okay, patch. Okay, so employee updated successfully. Okay, not successfully, but it is showing 400 bad request. Put patch. Okay, let's see whether it's updated or not. Not updated. Okay, employee updated successfully. So now it is updated. Let's check. So see the second employee e number updated with 999. Let's try to update the complete employee. So ID is what 888. Name is what BBB. E salary is what like 444, and address is what like MMM. So put, so 200 means updated successfully. Updated successfully. Let's go here. This is the previous employee. Let's check the updated value. So see, second employee has been updated successfully. So update has done. Now we have to see. Okay, let's just take this code. Okay, next is destroy operation. So here we have to use the class which is destroy API view. So this is the class, and let's write views.py. Class employee this. Here we have to import the class first. Which class? Destroy API view, and this is the parent. Destroy API view. Here we have to take the query set from model employee objects dot all, and here we have to take the serializer class employee serializer. Okay, and also mention here lookup field, which is nothing but id, and define the url, copy it, comment it, and paste it here, and then change this views. Okay, so destroy view dot as underscore view, right? Okay, so I want to delete the second employee, so just go here. Okay, so here we have to mention the id second employee. Okay, click on delete. Okay, employee destroy. Okay, and just go here, refresh. So there is no record available, so delete successfully, right? Okay, so that's all for today's class. In the next class we will discuss about more in REST API. Okay, so it will take like 2-3 classes more to complete this entire REST API in Django. Okay, so just 2-3 classes are left, and then this course will be completed, right? So thank you everyone for giving your valuable time.